He walked barefoot, begged for nothing, and owned almost nothing. Yet today, Saint Francis of Assisi stands as one of the most powerful teachers the world has ever known. He preached without speaking. He transformed hearts without forcing a word. He taught kings and beggars with the same gentle smile. This is the way of Francis. And today, we dive into his most powerful teachings, teachings that still shake the world 800 years later. The Way of Saint Francis, 12 teachings that can transform your life. Francis believed that the greatest sermon is your life. Not your speeches, not your arguments, not your knowledge, but how you love, how you forgive, how you stand with the poor, how you act when no one is watching. To Francis, your actions were your true theology. Your behavior was your real preaching. If your life does not reflect Christ, your words never will. Francis never planned to found a worldwide order. He simply repaired a broken chapel stone by stone. When God calls you, he often begins with something small, a single act of kindness, a step away from sin, a prayer whispered in the night, and then grace multiplies it. This is the Franciscan's secret to miracles. Start small, stay faithful. Francis abandoned wealth not because money is evil, but because he wanted total freedom for God. Poverty to him meant freedom from attachment, freedom from pride, freedom from anxiety, freedom to trust God completely. He taught that the things we own often end up owning us. Live simply so you can love deeply. To Francis, the sun was Brother Sunday. The moon was Sister Moon. Even death was Sister Death. He saw creation as a sacred book written by the hand of God. To harm creation was to insult the Creator. To love creation was to worship Him. This teaching became the foundation of Christian environmental spirituality. Francis believed true humility means not thinking less of yourself, but knowing exactly who you are before God. No masks, no titles, no pride. He once said, "When people praise you, remember you are only what you are in God's eyes." Francis walked into war zones unarmed. He reconciled enemies. He even crossed battle lines during the Crusades to meet the Sultan, risking death for the sake of peace. For Francis, peace was not the absence of conflict. Peace was the presence of Christ. Francis believed that a gloomy Christian is a contradiction. He found joy in prayer, suffering, simplicity, brotherhood, even daily chores. Why? Because he saw God in everything. And where God is, joy flows. Francis warned his brothers, "If people praise you, do not be proud. If they insult you, do not be angry. You are what you are in God's eyes." He taught freedom from human opinion. Your worth comes from God alone. Francis sent his brothers out with no money, no bags, no extra clothes, not as a punishment, but as a way of training the heart to rely totally on God. He taught, if God calls you, God will provide. Francis was overwhelmed, almost trembling, before the Eucharist. He believed the presence of Christ in the host was the greatest miracle on earth. He demanded clean churches, reverent priests, deep respect for the sacrament. To him, the Eucharist was the beating heart of God. Francis kissed lepers, shared food with beggars, protected outcasts. He said that loving the poor was not charity. It was encountering Christ himself. Francis surrendered everything, even his dreams, to God. He believed obedience was not slavery but freedom, because God's will is the path to peace. Saint Francis taught with his life, his silence, and his love. If we lived even one of his teachings, the world around us would change. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. This is the saints' path, where we walk with the saints, so that one day we may join them